Hello everybody, this is Gareth Goon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethgoon3 at gmail.com on PayPal. This one here is about Dearborn, Michigan, the anti-Israel epicenter of the United States. There's a city in America right now that's definitely on the map, but maybe not for the reasons that you would think. Dearborn, Michigan is not necessarily the destination you might choose for a luxury vacation. However, if you're looking to partake in some solid anti-Israel events and sentiment, it may be your perfect spot. Dearborn has long been known as the heart of Arab American life, but it is now turning into a political and cultural battleground over Israel. At the centre of it all is a mayor, a congresswoman, and a growing set of questions that aren't going away. Let's start with the aftershocks of a recent synagogue attack in West Bloomfield, Michigan, about 30 minutes north of Dearborn, are still being felt. Jewish communities across the state remain on edge after a naturalized US citizen from Lebanon rammed his truck from a gasoline full of gasoline and explosives into the synagogue and opened fire. He died, but thankfully nobody else did, so that's the backdrop. Now let's move inside a city council meeting in Dearborn because the city hall there has been a hotbed of activity. In one widely viewed confrontation, Mayor Abdullah Hammoud told a resident he was not welcome here after the man raised concerns about extremism during a heated exchange. In another moment, residents asked city leaders to clearly denounce Hamas and Hezbollah and got no direct response. What you're seeing in Dearborn is not just disagreement, it's escalation, said Niraj Orikun, a reporter from the Detroit Free Press. These meetings have become a reflection of global tensions playing out at the local level. When residents feel like their concerns aren't being addressed directly, it only fuels more frustration on all sides. It's not just inside the council chamber, outside tensions have spilled into the streets. Protesters are clashing over religion, identity, and a war in the Middle East. It's happening on both sides of the debate about Israel. Emotions are boiling over and slurs are flying back and forth. One dispute centred on the broadcasting of the Islamic call to prayer over loudspeakers in Dearborn. Of course, adding fuel to the fire is Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, a well-known outspoken anti-Israel critic who remains one of the most prominent national voices when it comes to Israel. There's a real debate happening right now about where criticism of Israel ends and something else begins, said Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO of the Anti-Defamation League. Leaders have a responsibility to be clear, especially in moments of crisis. Ambiguity can create fear, even if that's not the intent. This all deserves a closer look at Abdullah Hammoud, the Democratic mayor of Dearborn, since 2022. He truly has emerged as a prominent local voice criticising Israel and the US policy towards the Gaza conflict. A Lebanese American Muslim leader, he has frequently aligned himself with pro Palestinian activism and calls for a ceasefire. Hammoud drew national attention after defending Rashida Tlaib, praising her stance against what he described as US government backed genocide in Gaza and supporting her ceasefire demands. His rhetoric has also included urging voters to protest American policy by voting uncommitted in the 2024 Democratic primary. Critics point to the presence at rallies where harsh anti-Israel chants were heard, and to his broader framing of Israel's actions as unjust or oppressive. Supporters, however, argue that he is reflecting the views of a large Arab American contingency deeply affected by the conflict. Regarding the anti Israel aspect, here's a larger than just Dearborn. What's happening in this city is actually shaping politics across the entire state of Michigan. Take the US Senate race candidate Abdel El Sayed has found himself in the middle of a growing controversy after campaigning alongside political online streamer Hassan Piker, a figure who has drawn criticism for past comments about Israel and the October 7th attacks. Many pro Israel supporters say he is clearly anti Semitic. Some Democrats and Jewish leaders raised concern about the optics, especially at the time when tensions are already running high. But El Sayed didn't back down, signaling that he's more focused on energizing his base than backing away from the controversy over Israel. Michigan is becoming a microcosm of a much larger national divide, says former Michigan House Representative Bill Bollinger. What you're seeing is not just a demographic influence, it's ideological influence, and it's reshaping how politics approach one of the most sensitive issues in American politics. Part of the problem in certain parts of Michigan, and quite frankly many other hotbed areas around the country, is that some local leaders have been more forceful in speaking about Palestinian suffering, but less so when it comes to condemning anti Semitism or addressing fears within Jewish communities. Sadly, in Michigan and especially Dearborn, the trends that trend is expected to increase in the years ahead. And just one other note that I'll add to this post because it ties into what I've just read. Epicentre, which was going to be a Muslim compound where there would be mosques, schools, hotels, everything that a Muslim would love, basically in the heart of red Texas, got the okay to go ahead and be built. This is the biggest Muslim compound that has ever been built outside of an Arab country. This will bring division and hatred from American citizens because it seems like they're prioritizing one religion and targeting another. What side of the scale are you on? I'm definitely on the pro-Israel scale, because to be a pro-Palestine supporter, to me, you need to be blind, deaf, and dumb. Yes, the Palestinian people are suffering, but it is not because of what Israel's doing. It has got everything to do with what Hamas did to Israel on October 7th. On October 6th, there was peace until Hamas brought war. This is the truth and the only right and proper thing to say. And I just do not understand pro-Palestine supporters. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.